Coming up, we will recap a day full of inauguration events in Frankfort.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. An all-day celebration in Frankfort as Governor Andy Beshear and Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman begin their second term in office. The Beshear-Coleman administration say their work is far from finished. The governor took the podium with energy and excitement, promising investments in educators and infrastructure expansion, but also acknowledging the road that led us here was full of challenges and heartache.
When tornadoes leveled towns and flooding carried away homes and even loved ones, we came together. Neighbors pulling neighbors from their basements or carrying fellow Kentuckians through the current. Thank you to our National Guard and first responders for their amazing response.
The governor said his family and faith have been a strong force to lean on during tests of will and patience.
And for me, remembering that my Savior could have been the Prince of Power, but he chose to be the Prince of Peace.
Eastern Kentucky native and country music star Tyler Childers performed the song Universal Sound during the ceremony. Poet laureate Silas House read an original poem for the inauguration titled Those Who Carry Us. Inauguration Day festivities started early this morning with a breakfast reception at the Kentucky Historical Society. That was followed by a non-denominational worship service at First Christian Church in Frankfort. As Governor Beshear and Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman, their families, and faith leaders from around the Commonwealth gathered together. Survivors of both the tornadoes in western Kentucky and the flooding here in eastern Kentucky during the governor's first term were part of the inaugural parade. Perry County's 3 high schools put aside rivalries to march in the parade together. Hazard Mayor Happy Mobilini was among those who joined them. And in a grand tradition tonight, the Capitol Rotunda hosted the Grand March. It's a formal presentation featuring the governor, lieutenant governor, and other constitutional officers who will take their oaths on January 1st. Music was provided by Orchestra Kentucky of Bowling Green. Governor Beshear will be working in a state capitol surrounded by Republicans. And while Governor Beshear's inaugural theme was Forward Together, there's questions if the executive and legislative branches can find ways to work together to pass bills during the next 4 years. Lawmakers in the minority party hope so and believe that's what voters want.
They like what he's doing. And they want him to succeed because they know if he succeeds and the General Assembly goes along with it, Kentucky succeeds.
We reached out to Republican leadership but were not able to interview anyone today. The next legislative session begins January 2nd. There was another historic inauguration on this day in 1995. Paul Patton was sworn in as Kentucky governor, becoming the first governor from eastern Kentucky since Bert T. Combs. Patton defeated Republican Larry Forgy in what was at the time the closest Kentucky gubernatorial election in 32 years. Because of a 1992 amendment to the state constitution, he was the first governor eligible to succeed himself in office since 1800. Patton is now 86 years old, is promoting a new book, and was at today's inauguration ceremony with his wife Judy. They still live in Pikeville. Flags will be lowered to half-staff at all state buildings starting tomorrow morning in honor of the 54th governor of Kentucky, Julian Carroll. Carroll served as governor from 1974 to 1979. Prior to that, he was lieutenant governor from 71 to 74. Carroll will lie in state Friday in the state capitol rotunda. You can honor him from 10 a.m. till 12:30 or from 1:30 to 5 p.m. A memorial service will take place in between. Carroll was 92 years old. We learned more information today on the ACLU's class action lawsuit against abortion bans in Kentucky. The case was filed Friday with a Jane Doe who was about 8 weeks pregnant. The Commonwealth currently bans abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy, except if the mother's life is in danger. There are no exceptions for rape or incest. The ACLU said in a statement today that the plaintiff has learned her embryo no longer has cardiac activity. They went on to say Kentuckians like Jane should be able to focus solely on their health and should not have to worry about bringing a lawsuit. They're still going forward with the suit and asking other Kentuckians who are seeking an abortion to reach out if they are interested in joining the case.
Well, once again, we are tracking some cool and dry conditions across the mountains as we go into tonight. Let's take a live look at First Alert Pinpoint Doppler. You can see a clean sweep continues as high pressure also continues to sit over the region. Some more dry weather is on the way, but we are tracking a weak cold front that is close to Cincinnati that will continue pushing off into our direction. Now, no moisture with this system, but we will see some more drier, also cooler conditions for the middle of this week. Temperatures right now in the middle to upper 30s and a few upper 20s in some areas, down to 28 for Clintwood, 27 for Grundy, and 29 over in Manchester. So we are chilly once again as we go into late tonight, also early on Wednesday. So you may need some extra time to defrost the car on that Wednesday morning commute as temperatures are back in the upper 20s and lower 30s as you wake up and walk out the door. But once again, a nice day is on the way on Wednesday as we stay dry under a mix of sun and clouds, and those temperatures topping out close to average in the upper 40s and lower 50s. More dry weather on the way on Thursday, Friday, but possibly that next weather system by Sunday, also Monday. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Time and time again, folks in the Everts community are finding themselves without water. And Harlan County Judge Executive Dan Mosley says it is due to the water plant's supply of water not being able to meet the demand of customers. However, Mosley says many people have come together in an effort to find a solution.
The Cumberland Valley Area Development District has been meeting with the city. The Congressman Rogers' office has been meeting with the city. Our state representative, state senator have been very involved as well in the dialogue. It's just it is, you know, when you're trying to piece together $7 million for a project, there's a lot of pieces that have to be in place for that.
Mosley says the city is working towards finding that $7 million in funding for a new water plant that will be able to better serve the community. The chaos of Christmas shopping and finding the perfect present can be made a little easier when you have a helping hand, and the small businesses in the region are hoping to be just that. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about the power of shopping small this season.
It is extremely important that our folks in our community shop local during the holiday.
If you're looking for a special gift this season, neighborhood entrepreneurs are asking for your investment.
I love coming here and shopping for my niece because you get to feel how it is. And because when you order online, you never know what you're going to get.
From unique finds to top of the line, small business owners say shopping local offers a little something for everyone on your list.
It actually means something to buy it because you know you're getting good quality and you're helping the business owner.
With each purchase supporting the businesses that support the towns that help the region grow.
There's people behind the businesses and they care a lot about the community.
Those who work in the stores say a gift under your tree could help them put food on their table.
It doesn't just end with, oh, just go shop small because they're people. It's the community needs to shop small because it's coming right back into the community.
Chamber of Commerce reports say seasonal spending can account for more than half of the annual revenue for many small businesses, showing it is about more than the hustle of the holidays.
That the dollars that you're spending there are being reinvested, are being put back into your community. So when you do it at Christmas, it really sustains them through the beginning part, like the first quarter of the year.
It is about keeping the open lights on long after the Christmas lights. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Many Kentucky towns, including Pikeville, are participating in the Kentucky Main Street program's Peppermint Trail, supporting and promoting small shops throughout the Commonwealth. Hindman Elementary School teachers raised money to buy students pajamas for Christmas. The teachers were able to raise $3,000 in community donations. They will give 121 students a new pair of pajamas. Teacher Cassie Ambergy says the community was determined to help them raise money quickly.
A lot of donations, the community really came together, and I wanted to say, like, if there's teachers in the future that want to do this, there are people in the community that would come together to help for a cause such as this.
The idea was sparked after the July 2022 flood. Hyman Elementary staff say the building is mostly repaired after it was heavily damaged. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, a plea from Ukraine's president to the United States. But did his visit fail?
Plus, we are tracking a possible rainmaker by Sunday, also Monday. Those details coming up.